Well, this is just testing out the new camera. Wanting to see how things work here, and hope everybody's safe right now. Watching the live stream videos from El Paso and many other cities, and I am completely in shock as to what the hell is going on out here. It seems like we have some decent protesters during the day. Hey guys, just tested out the new computer. Does it look good? Does it sound okay? I'm about ready to. I just about spoke my punctuation again. I talk to my phone so much and dictate to it with voice to text that you have to include your punctuation. Yeah, you're in Florida. What part of Florida, Shelley? I mean, this is absolutely crazy. You know, there's really great protesters that come out during the day and they clean up the mess that these fools are making at night. Um, I just can't believe the shit that I'm seeing. Good. I'm glad it sounds good. It looks very, very wide. I'm in the break room. I'm on my break, finishing up before I go back to my next rounds, trying to find the damn news channels on this cable TV. It doesn't really give me a menu of what channel I'm on or what I'm watching. But got through the second chapter of the Adobe book, so I'm moving along with Photoshop. Riverview, 5 minutes from Tampa. Oh, Jesus. Near Philly. How is it out near Philly? Seattle, yeah. I don't even know what to think anymore, man. These people in El Paso, there was a message posted by, hey, now I can look on my phone while I talk to you guys, which is where half my crap's at. Hang on here. From the Black El Paso Voice, that basically the person or organization responsible for the protest there isn't them, and they're not getting involved because of the level of violence that's coming out. So stuff downtown, I can't get to them. Yeah, Beth, they had showed on the news last night that they had completely looted a CVS, including the pharmacy. I mean, they're stealing drugs and everything now. Jesus. Sorry, guys, just reading through the comments. Beth, how close to you are you to Atlanta? Jesus. Looting all over. Okay, I give up trying to find the news. Hoping most looters go to sleep. Oh, at least you're out of the insanity. I seen 2 of them got fired. Newark had a peaceful protest. Well, I'm glad. I'm still glad to be out of there. Too close to New York City. I tried to loot the Bass Pro Shop off 301 to get ammo with it. Good God. Yeah, there really seems to be a lot other stuff going on besides these regular protesters. I mean, people are breaking in to steal drugs, guns, ammo. I mean, they went methodically through they were trying to get into the Wells Fargo the other day. That's why the police took such a stance in Minnesota. I mean, you can't just break into a freaking bank. It's actually really nice the way that this is actually. I don't really need to see my big face on. That's not bad. This is where I spend the majority of my night because thankfully COVID is kind of at a minimum here right now. For now, we'll see what happens now that all the states are, well, everybody's flooding out in there. Tamara, I can't blame you. How is it in Manhattan compared to the Bronx? I don't even know what the hell is going on with the news. It's just got like 39-3 and 40-1. I have no idea what channel I'm even on. I saw that cop cars that were looted had like 15 still on them, but some amazing guard yanked it out of a looter's hand. Dear God. You know, the freaking Lyft driver I had this morning was like, let it all burn. Well, dude, if you want people to drive back and forth to work and out to the bar, you might not want them to burn it to the fucking ground, or you're not going to be employed either. I mean, just the ignorance that is coming out of people's mouths. I mean, they don't even understand. And he doesn't even watch TV. And I'm like, you might want to turn it on right now. Just might want to clue yourself into what's actually going on. This is crazy. At least in El Paso, they're out there giving the cops shit right now. But we had an officer murdered 2019. Deputy Herrera. He initiated a traffic stop, was walking up to the vehicle, and the dude jumped out and just opened fire on him and killed him. I mean, how soon our El Paso community forgets about that man who was just doing his job in a non-threatening way and was murdered. So let's welcome to my hairnet hairdo. Let's not forget these officers who are attacked for doing their job for no reason other than pulling somebody over. You know, how quickly we forget that these are the same officers that responded to the Walmart shooting back in August. Somebody had enough nerve to post, oh, they were 6 minutes late. Now we're supposed to be psychic when it comes to criminals. We're supposed to know what they're doing before they do it. Okay. They got into the Wells Fargo in Philly. Jesus freaking Christ. Yeah, these aren't local people. This is, I'm sorry to say it, but a lot of this is, I think, related to Antifa. It's got their names all over it. I mean, you cannot just break into, this has got nothing to do with, there are peaceful protesters out there and they're going home when it gets dark because they don't want to be out here. This isn't a protest. This is riots and chaos and opportunistic people. And it's overshadowing what this movement was all about. And it's pissing a lot of these protesting organizations who have been organizing all this and getting people together. It's stomping all over their whole cause. And this is absolutely bullshit. You know, Beth, it's really funny because I was watching them it was the same city that they looted the CVS pharmacy, and they had an ATM that they were trying to break into, and they were trying to swing this metal pole, and like they were falling all over the place. Like, they were so fucked up on the drugs that they stole that they couldn't even, this has got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. This has nothing to do with police brutality. These are the people that we live around. They live in our communities, even if they're being bussed in. You never know who your neighbor is. And there were some rednecks out there in Minnesota who were totally for the protests, but they weren't for looting and rioting, and they were trying to help protect some of these businesses from getting looted. And if it takes armed citizens standing up against this shit, you know, totally understandable. There was a guy in El Paso. His tweet got totally misrepresented, and his said, "Don't you dare bring riots to El Paso. We are ready. You will regret it if you do." He's not threatening to go out and kill people. He's telling people, don't come to our community and expect that you're going to loot our stuff, because if you do, we're going to defend ourselves. That's what he's saying. That's a Second Amendment issue, not standing on the Michigan Capitol steps about COVID. You know, it's really funny. What a good way to get everybody to wear their masks out in public so they don't reveal their identities when they're stealing shit that doesn't belong to them. At least they're wearing their masks. Yep, many businesses are going to have to close. Unemployment's going to skyrocket. The economy is going to tank even further. The one that was going to rebound, had we been able to reopen like we were, martial law is going to. These guys walking down the streets with people's fucking guitars. I'm just disgusted. I had to eat a Xanax last night. I may have to do it again tonight. I can't wait to go home to El Paso where I don't have network television at my fingertips and just ignore it for 7 days. Wharf. I'm going to love all over Wharf. Yeah, this is Antifa. I mean, this is ridiculous. They're the only people who bust people in to protest, man. These motherfuckers. Can't spank your kids these days. Yep. Spokane has a curfew. Yeah. Madeline, if you look up Antifa's history long before Trump even brought him up, this has got them written all over it. This is their behavior. This is their MO. I don't care what the fuck Trump said at this point in time. I really don't. He just needs to stop. He's not helping. Let Mike Pence speak. Or somebody who's got a better mentality for speaking and calming the public than he does. He's a drama king, but I'm not saying it because Trump said it. And I don't support him ignoring the situation and not trying to bring some calm to this insanity. But I don't know if there's going to be any calm unless our National Guard just takes over these streets and says, enough's enough. I mean, these people have everything that they could possibly get their hands on that's not nailed down. That's not protesting. Yeah, there's a lot of protesters that are standing up to protect the businesses. They're getting in the face of these violent protesters and telling them to back off of the cops. I was watching it in Washington, D.C. Some of these places are very peaceful. They're not aggressive towards the cops. They're not trying to advance on them. These ones that are up in the cops' face trying to provoke a situation, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Oh, I think COVID is definitely going to spike now with all these, yeah, they're wearing masks, but they're not good ones. And, they're all congregating somewhere after this. Yeah. And if you look, a lot of these cities that are being hard hit with the violence are some of them that have the strictest lockdowns. Now, in Michigan, Flint fucking did it right yesterday. The cops marching with them. That was awesome. A lot of cities did that. Jesus. But there was a federal officer killed yesterday out in Oakland. He didn't deserve that. He was out there just trying to protect his community. Maryville, damn. There's a lot more white people. This is another thing that this leads me to believe it's Antifa, is the amount of white folks out here. I mean, yeah, you have a mixture of everybody, but at these protests at night when they're violent, the majority of these people are white. I'm just, watching these buildings just burn to the ground. I mean, that's just we are going to have to pay for that as consumers, through insurance rates going up. Somehow we are all going to pay for this. So yeah, you go ahead and, oh yeah, burn it down. Wait till it comes to your neighborhood and they want to burn it down and steal your shit. Is it going to be that acceptable then? Probably not. But since it's not your shit being burnt down, you don't give a crap. And that's a bad attitude to have. Jesus. COVID is on the rise in areas. Yeah, it's also on the rise in like Alabama and Tennessee. There's been some major spikes. We're seeing it go back up in Washington and California again. Good thing I finally got my Washington license. Half the idiots living in Grand Rapids had masks on them. Got too comfortable and took them off their faces. Yeah, see, they're going to go back through these security footage, and they are going to take people down. They're all on camera. Yeah, the National Guard is not going to play around. Dude, they shot at some of the frickin' people in the press. They are not discriminating. It's like, get the hell out of the way, get off the streets, because what they're doing is they're blocking the ability. These crowds were attacking medics and first responders who were coming out there to help people who were injured, and that's a problem. When my coworkers have to put their lives in danger to go get somebody, this is not Iraq. We are not soldiers. This is not what we trained for. We were not trained to work under these. And no, nope. I'm really proud of Flint. I really am. I mean, they've been working really hard with their community, especially since because a lot of these folks in Flint, they want their community back from the gangs. Evergreen Regencies is one of the most popular places for crime, and it's gang infested. In Tennessee, when I lived in Knoxville, they leveled the projects. The worst one was directly behind the police station, Austin Holmes, and it's gone. Gone. They dispersed everybody. Peaceful protest, a much bigger voice than rioting. Yeah, it does. Watched a YouTuber's based it. I think the closer to Austin, I thought he said El Paso. You're having problems too. Yeah, El Paso had some issues tonight. They're trying to keep it under control. It was peaceful in the beginning. And after they left the police station and went to Memorial Park is when things got a little. There's always a few bad apples in the bunch. They're trying to contain these folks to a particular area to keep them out of these downtown areas. New York is a nightmare right now. I mean, this is not, after everything that we just dealt with out in New York City trying to save lives, and this, and let's not forget that these like smoke inhalation issues are going to be a problem. Mental illness through the roof. Yeah, this is not about protecting that man's memory. I'm looking at tons of white folks right now. I mean, this is not, go ahead and stick a Black Lives Matter shirt on, but this is not how anybody's asking you to honor his memory. And then people are improperly citing Martin Luther King. He didn't stand for violence. He stood for protest. He was one of the most hated men in America, according to his daughter. Hated, and that's why he was assassinated. Because he was calling for peace. They didn't want people to come together. And divided we fall. United we stand, and divided we fall. And we are going to fall hard. And we're leaving ourselves open to a terrorist attack right now. All of our attention is elsewhere. We got homegrown terrorism going on. And the real terrorists that are out there that we need to be protecting ourselves from, they're all these police out here, all these people, if they were to attack these major cities right now where this is going on, do you know how many people they would kill? This is the stuff that we need to be thinking about when we do shit like this. Facial recognition. Oh, yeah. The casinos have facial recognition software down to a science. And some white supremacists out there causing problems. And in El Paso, that's how you know these people aren't from our fucking community. The white supremacists. We are the minority in El Paso. It's like 80% Hispanic. Like every time I pick up a passenger with Uber, they're like, oh my God, it's a white girl. I had one Hispanic lady that I snuck into her room to check her oxygen one night, and she's like, "Why are you so white?" It was so funny. What is going on here? Z-Dog's posting. Utah, not when they're stealing laundry soap. That's so crazy. The same heroes that that's exactly it. Oh, Rodeo Drive. Yeah, they are looting Rodeo Drive like crazy. They suspect the attack on CNN was a cartel group. Yeah, this is not. This is bad. This is really bad. Their numbers are astounding. Hard to stop a mob with a mob mentality. Yeah, and they feed off of each other. Oh yeah, I'm here on night shift. I can't wait to be driving through the night on Wednesday to go see my kitties. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I have so many Amazon boxes at the house with crafting supplies. But I gotta get through Photoshop. But I have learned how to crop my husband on photos, and I am so fucking proud. I can't wait to start practicing. Now I just have to figure out how to put Worf and my other cats in the picture. But this is the book I bought. Classroom in a book. This here is awesome. Next to LinkedIn Learning and this book, I'll have it down. It's just hopefully this assignment continues. We are slow, but I don't like to use that word because that's a bad word in a hospital and you will jinx yourself. So, I mean, I don't want COVID patients, but if I do, we're keeping them off of ventilators. I'm strictly in the COVID ICU. So, if we do get admissions and they're not needing intensive care, that's a good thing. We're managing to keep people off the ventilator. And that's, if I do work, I am a happy human being because this is terrible. This is just, people are taking, 60 to 90 days just to be able to breathe and quit coughing. And what they're winding up with is pulmonary fibrosis from all the damage. And that's scary because that leads to problems later in life when you need your lung capacity. And the only cure for pulmonary fibrosis is a lung transplant. And we already have a very, very, very little list of lung donors. So the long-term effects of this are not pretty. Yeah, I'm looking at right now, New York. They keep going back and forth from New York to LA. Lots of white people still out there. Some are still hoping they don't have to call my husband out. He's PD also. Oh, crap, Veronica. No, I'm in Texas right now. I'm in Laredo. We had a pretty peaceful protest, a silent, pretty quiet on the steps here yesterday, but things in Houston and Dallas aren't as pretty. San Antonio, I was told there was people on the roof, anti-protesters, with laser targets on the protesters. This is not going to be a good thing. I mean, we are going to destroy our own country. We are. And what really pisses me off is my husband's behavior with his PPO has left me unprotected. I can't carry a gun till next year. I will be learning how to use one. But the very thing that he swore to do was protect me, and he's left me completely vulnerable out here. So the Ford will be my weapon. I will definitely learn how to use a gun after this. Traveling. I mean, thank God Texas is pretty full of wide open space. And I live in a very safe city. But as a traveler, I need to be able to protect myself. My bed, I can't wait for my bed. This hotel bed is killing my back. I got to call. Yeah, I said the S word. I got to call the doctor in the morning to find out what they're doing about elective surgeries. I may have to get my surgery done sooner at a different hospital before I lose my insurance when the divorce is final. Took today off from the info and stuff. I'll be seeing what's happening tomorrow. All right, yeah, I'm going to be logging off here because I'm going to go check on my few patients. Why are you so white? That's hilarious. Oh, she was a sweet little old Hispanic lady, and I glow in the dark with my white skin because I don't go out in the sun. And I was just reaching over to turn her flow meter, and she happened to wake up as I was creeping over her bed. Scared the crap out of her. Oh man, these protesters, the one star of the day, keep coming out and cleaning up these messes. I mean, they are tearing apart pharmacies. This is in Philly. I mean, they're stealing drugs for fuck's sake. I mean, if anything, what does this tell you? Opportunistic. This has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. It is not honoring that. National Guard's heading to Philly. Yeah, they're going to just deploy every. This is not what we were supposed to be doing, trying to defend our country from ourselves. But all enemies, domestic and foreign. So that's what they've been sworn to do. This is their country too, and they will honor our country. Oh, all right, guys. Well, I just wanted to test out the new camera. I'll have to look and see how clear it is. You guys stay safe. Keep me updated. I mean, there's people just walking down the street with tons of shit. It's just like, at what point in time do you think karma is not going to come back to bite you in the ass? This is why people trying to justify this is not justifiable. You know, years of slavery does not justify this kind of behavior. There is no justification for this, but pure selfishness. Selfish as fuck. Because this is not honoring anybody's memory. The family's just appalled. And you can't make excuses for this. People are responsible for their own actions. There is no excuse for this. I understand, but no, there is no but. You can sympathize, but there is no excuse. I checked in on my black friends in El Paso tonight. They're definitely okay, and they're definitely like, we're staying the fuck home. So, they will support the movement in other ways as usual. So, this is just insane. Yeah, if what gains if you lose your soul to gain the world? Yeah, that's exactly right. We if we have nothing left to go home to, live in, what is the point of any of this? Yeah, you brought awareness. You have destroyed the entire country. Good job. Is that what you were looking for? And then you're going to cry because there's no food stamps. There's no grocery stores to go spend those food stamps that you're on. The government isn't giving you enough cash assistance. Oh, you can't go get a job? Well, I'm sorry. You've burned them all to the ground. Unemployment's high? Well, you figure. This is the consequences of our actions, folks. That's why we do need to stand up against this kind of behavior, but still advocate for change. And our leaders need to do a lot better. Oh, they need to be leading right now, not playing on Twitter. Yeah, and they're burning cop cars by the dozen. Okay. When your family member is having a heart attack, how would you like us to get there? You've destroyed the emergency vehicles to do so. But yet when we don't respond, we're late. I mean, these cops, this dude's running away with a fucking cop car. A busted out cop car. He's like, he just ran me. I'm gonna go take a Xanax. I swear to God. Yeah, I'm working. I'm on my break. Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't been able to breathe. My chest is so tight right now watching all of this, and my country just completely upended that I haven't had to take medication in several months. I've meditated my ass off, but it's like I can't even take a deep breath right now. That, and it's really humid outside. I'm hoping when I get to El Paso and it's 11% and I can just chill on my patio, watch the sunset over Mexico, that I'll be able to take a deep breath, but I haven't been able to take a deep breath. Trump's been putting it. Yeah, this is all happening very close to the White House. I mean, very, very close. Last night they were just a couple hundred yards away. I hope to God he's not there. Because, like I said, this leaves us open for terroristic opportunities. And people aren't thinking about that right now because they're only thinking about TVs and drugs and guitars, ATM machines, cash registers, Saks Fifth Avenue. This looks just, we We are completely uncivilized is what we are. Completely uncivilized. Yeah, I don't even know how to respond to this. Like, I really don't. I'm angry, I understand, but this is not solving any problems. It's going to cause more damage. The cops are really trying to work with people here, but they're leaving them nothing to, white guy arrested. Not a black guy, white one. It's going to be really interesting how much this ties into Antifa, because they've been pretty quiet the past year or so. They were looking for an opportunity. I guarantee it. They have some part in this, probably a large part, because the protesters I watch, it's a difference. As soon as the sun goes down, it's a complete difference. It is completely different attitude, completely different atmosphere, and the protesters during the day are going home because they're scared. Um, Minneapolis streets look beautiful. They are completely empty. The National Guard has taken control, and they need to get it under fucking control now across the country. They need to keep doing this. LA is out of control. We cannot have another 92 incident. We cannot. We cannot have people ripped out of their vehicles and beaten. No. And you are wondering why people are running over protesters, because they ain't going to stop to get their car destroyed. No, they're not going to get dragged into this, and they're not going to get killed. So yeah, move out of the way of my fucking car if you're going to be violent around me, or I'm going to use it to protect myself. And don't stand in the middle of the interstate, especially in El Paso. You want to protest? Don't do it in the middle of an El Paso interstate. This is unreal. There's a huge movement of patriots on the move to protect him. At least that's the chatter. The patriots are going to come out to protect the country. I don't know if you all follow American Warrior Revolution. I've been a follower of them for about 4 years. Patriot movement. Second Amendment. This is why we need the Second Amendment, folks. This here is why, because it is the only way to protect ourselves. And it's not against the government. It's against our own people. Or it's from our own people. So yeah, the Second Amendment is a freedom that we need. We didn't need it for COVID. No. This, yes. Escape from LA. Yes, I forgot about that movie. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah, the brain can't. Yep. If y'all, I would be definitely following American Warrior Revolution. Ace is freaking awesome. I don't always agree with his political views. There's some. Graham Allen is another good one. Dear America, I'm sure you've seen his rants. We're good for ranting in America. But yeah, you guys take it easy. I'm gonna go suck some sputum. Nothing interesting, I promise. God, my chest is just. Yeah, the protesters during the day are completely different. You can see the difference in the people. This is just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, and if you guys want to follow chatter that's coming out of Iraq, if you get on Instagram, the real Boone Cutler, he gets direct feeds right from Iraq, chatter through WhatsApp, things that are happening over there that we don't see in the news. So if you really want to know what's going on overseas, directly from the people who live there, that's a gentleman to follow. He's really involved with that movement as well. So these are the people that we really need to be paying. Of course, the media is really doing their part. They were actually challenging one of the CNN reporters to come to the front of the line where all the cops were. And of course, that's putting somebody in danger, and that's being aggressive, and that's going to get you hurt. The best thing to do is stay off to the side and just report the freaking news. Don't take the challenge. They were trying to get out of the situation because the guy was trying to drag this reporter into it. It's just completely inflammatory. The real Boone Cutler, Boone Cutler, Cutler, on Instagram. I don't think he has Facebook. But follow him on Instagram. He's got a lot of great information because the Iraqis are trying to westernize, like they want our culture. And here we're turning into them. Unity. We need to unite together. But see, I don't think it's so. I think it happened because COVID is slowing down, but there's still lockdowns and tensions are very high. People are very emotional. These are in cities where people are locked down the tightest. New York City, they were barely reopening, freaking barely. Long Island, and just barely had reopened. They were just doing it the weekend I left, and I've been here since the 21st is my first day. I got here, yeah, 21st was my first day here. So, I mean, they had just reopened Memorial Day weekend and now this. So I really think there's a lot of people angry at an invisible enemy. It's very similar to flashbacks of PTSD. Our veterans, they lash out at their spouses, which was my situation, because they're trying to battle invisible demons. And we have an invisible virus that people are angry against. They're locked up. They're without work. They need something to rebel against. And this was the fuel that lit that freaking bonfire. I went to a motorcycle event with a friend a few years back, and they have a pallet fire every year, and they put a Japanese motorcycle on top. But this was a very big pallet fire, and I'm going to tell you what, I was about 3 football fields away, and I could still feel my face melting. Those fires that you're seeing on TV are very hot, and they are throwing things into them that could become projectiles, like a fire extinguisher. Not the best thing to throw into a fire. They're cutting gas lines to buildings. This is good. This could hurt people. Could turn into one giant bomb. A lot of these smaller areas, we don't have the trauma centers. In El Paso, we're the only level 1 trauma center in the Southwest region there at University Medical Center. I mean, there's some level 2 trauma centers there, but if there was to be like some mass casualty because of a bomb going off of gas, because somebody lit something on fire stupidly, I don't know if we would have the capacity. This is where we would have to once again choose who lives and dies, because who can we save with the resources that we have? That's emergency preparedness. That's what everybody was freaking out about when we were going to run out of ventilators. And when we don't have the resources or the ability to care for people in an ICU because we don't have that many, what do we do? So these are all things that need to be thought about. All right, guys. Hey, honey.